you're missing out on a 32% productivity increase. Now, this isn't a minor tweak. This is real. This is a measurable return on investment in your space. So for a founder, that translates directly into more output, more revenue, and more capacity to grow. Are you a corporate, professional, or entrepreneurial mom committed to making a difference in your work and maintaining your priorities? Do you have the guilt loop running on repeat, whether leading a team or leading your family? Welcome to Leadership for Busy Working Moms. I'm your host, Susan, also a high performance and leadership coach. From working in New York City in the high-end fashion world to being a teacher, I created the Aligned Leadership Method, a strategy to align my life to Christ. Out of that overflow, there was an alignment of my leadership that seeped into every facet of my life. You can align any season of your life so that you can be fruitful at work and home. Are you ready to dive in? Get your earbuds on and open your journal and Bible. It's time to align your leadership. You've built something real and you've shown up, figured it out, and made things happen in every kind of environment imaginable. I mean, in the car, the kitchen table, the corner of a room that serves 5 different purposes. You're resourceful and you're capable, and you are the woman who gets it done. But something's shifted. You sit down to work, and instead of diving in, you're spending the first 15 minutes moving piles around looking for that one document you wrote on a napkin, or staring at the stack of reading material you just keep meaning to get to. And somewhere in the middle of it all, you're trying to think clearly, plan strategically, and grow a business. Here's the truth nobody says out loud. The scrappiness that got you here is now the ceiling that is keeping you from your next level. Your workspace is not just where you work, it's where you lead. And if it's cluttered, chaotic, and disorganized, your leadership is too. Not because you're not capable, but because your environment is working against your capacity. This is the truth, whether you're making a physical product and need a clean production flow, or you're a service-based founder who needs to think, plan, and create at the highest level. And it's also true whether you work from a home office, a garage, a spare room, or a corporate suite. Your physical space directly impacts how you clearly think, how quickly you make decisions, how confidently you show up on Zoom calls, in meetings, and in your business. It also affects how much you can grow, because you can't expand into a space that's already full. You've probably heard that leadership starts from the inside, and it does. But aligned leadership also starts with how you lead the space around you, and this is where it begins. I'm introducing the Workspace Clarity Micro Intensive, and I'm only offering this for a limited time in June. This is a 3-day focused experience designed to help you organize your workspace, clear the mental clutter that comes with it, and create the physical foundation your next level of growth requires. This isn't a course, it's not a DIY guide that you're going to download and never open. This is hands-on, and it's a personal intensive with me, built for the busy founder who needs real momentum fast. And this is how it works. For day 1, we start with an intensive 60-minute live Zoom with me, where we get on a call and work through your workspace together. We're going to assess what you have, what needs to go, how to organize, and what stays, and how to design your space that actually supports how you think and lead. So you're going to walk away with a clear action plan, not a someday, but that day. For days 2 and 3, there's going to be a Voxer day follow through. So you're going to have access to me as you implement the steps that we went through on day 1. You can ask questions. There'll be a check-in, accountability, and real-time consulting as you build the space that you need. This is 3 days, 1 focused goal, and it's for a workspace that works for you for your next level growth. Remember, this is only a limited time offer for the month of June. You can go to susanro.myflowdesk.com/workspace to sign up. Again, that's susanro.myflowdesk.com/workspace. So hey sister, I know you. You've got Post-it notes sticking everywhere all over your workspace. And that piece of napkin that you wrote on during lunch that had a very important thought, it's collecting with the other pieces of napkins with equally important information on it. And there are scraps of paper with your strategic thoughts and important notes that you need to remember. All of these are scattered all over your workplace in what you originally thought of as a creative mess, because you always knew where everything was. You know that important sticky note for your client is down on the fourth pile between your notes about a particular account. And this organized clutter worked for years because you're high achieving and you work fast, you think fast, but here's the thing, that creative clutter has grown over the years, and now it's clutter that's taken over your workspace. Now you're just sitting there and you're wondering why you can't get things done like you used to before. You think that you're having a productivity problem or a time management problem, so you're searching up ways to work better and manage your time so you can go back to the clarity of thought that you had for your business. Here's the thing. What you think is a productivity or a time management problem is actually a leadership problem that's rooted in your environment. How do I know this? Intuitively, I have always felt it, but I went and did some research on the science to back up what I intuitively feel. Also, I'm married to someone that is exactly this way. Well, interestingly enough, there's plenty of scientific research that backs up my intuition. In fact, there are 5 different research studies that I will point to that specifically state the same thing about clutter and our thinking. So point number 1, clutter literally competes with your brain for attention. Now, the researchers at the Princeton University Neuroscience Institute used MRI scans to observe how clutter affected participants' brains. They found that clutter competes for neural representation in the visual cortex. Now, what does that mean? This means that it limits the brain's ability to process information effectively. And this is what they call visual noise. And the result is that there is reduced focus, increased cognitive overload, and impaired working memory. And this is huge. Did you know that every piece of paper that you can read on the peripheral vision is competing with your thoughts for brain space? That was a new concept for me. So everything that's visible on my peripheral vision is actually competing with my thoughts for brain space. You're not unfocused because you're undisciplined. Your environment is actively working against you. Now, here, I just want to pause and say that what I'm saying is not to clean everything out, because we're all unique, we're made differently, we work differently, and the way we organize may be different. What I'm saying is that when the organization system that we have breaks down to basically visual clutter around us, this is where it really affects us financially in our business. We are unable to be focused because we have cognitive overload from the visual noise, and it impairs our working memory. So the key is finding that balance of your particular organizational system and visual clutter or visual noise. Now, the second research really points to the fact that clutter raises stress hormones in women specifically, and this really shocked me. It really shouldn't have surprised me as much as it did, but it's not just affecting women specifically, but this is it. It affects mothers the most. The UCLA Center on Everyday Lives for Families did a study with 32 middle-class dual-income families and found that clutter elevated stress hormone levels. This is especially true for mothers. So women who perceive their homes as cluttered, they showed unhealthy patterns of cortisol levels throughout the day. A published study from UCLA also found that wives with higher stressful home scores, and what this means is that they describe their home as being cluttered and having a sense of things being unfinished. Now, these women had flatter diurnal cortisol slopes. Now, what does that even mean? Because I'm not a medical person. Well, what this breaks down to really mean is that this pattern is associated with adverse health outcomes, and that's not good for you. Now, you've been thinking that your fatigue and brain fog are because of hormones, but this science actually connects the dots. The chaos around you is actually driving a physiological stress response that's draining your body and your leadership capacity all day long. This is especially true if you're working out of your home, because then it's magnified because you're home all day, surrounded with your clutter. The rest of your home may be orderly, but if your workspace is cluttered and you have visual noise and your cortisol raises when you get into your workspace, this is your wake-up call to change all that. So sign up for the Clear to Lead Intensive, where we take 3 days to help you clear the clutter and create a space that supports your next level. And this is only a limited time offer for the month of June. The third research actually points to how a disorganized space destroys decision making. Now, as leaders, we're making hundreds of decisions each day. Now, research across multiple disciplines shows that visual clutter elevates cognitive load and slows performance on tasks that require focus. When items are fewer and pre-sorted, people can decide faster and they report higher satisfaction. So this really speaks to the need for us to have fewer things before us when we're working, but for those things to be pre-sorted in a way that is easy for us to remember and organize. Neuroscience work from Princeton has shown that multiple stimuli fight for neural representation, which reduces the processing efficacy. That was a lot right there that I just said. So what does that actually mean? It means that every extra object in a workspace introduces micro decisions. You're going to be asking yourself, should I move this or keep this? Should I fix this? Even reminding yourself where each note is located and deciding if that is where it belongs. These are little micro decisions. Psychologists call it the accumulating toil of these micro decisions, decision fatigue. Now, if you're already making high stakes decisions at work all day, but your cluttered desk or your work area is quietly depleting the mental reserves that you need to make those decisions well, this is a direct business cost. You cannot miss out on this one easy change that you can do for your workspace to increase your decision-making skill. Now, the fourth research indicates that a well-designed, organized space really increases productivity by up to 32%. The research from the University of Exeter found that employees who have control over the design and the layout of their workspace are not only happier and healthier, they're also 32% more productive. Do you know what this means for you in your specific situation? This means that if you're experiencing clutter in your workspace, you're missing out on a 32% productivity increase. Now, this isn't a minor tweak. This is real. This is a measurable return on investment in your space. So for a founder, that translates directly into more output, more revenue, and more capacity to grow. The fifth and last research that I will bring up points really to the fact that an organized environment changes your behavior and your choices. So a 2013 study published in Psychological Science found that individuals in tidy workspaces were more likely to be generous to others and choose healthier options. What this suggests is that clutter affects not only focus, but also behavior, and this is truly mind-blowing. In fact, researchers also found that people in uncluttered environments were less irritable, more productive, and better able to process information compared to those in cluttered spaces. This is the thing. An organized workspace does not just help you get more done. It shapes who you are in that space, and it shapes how you respond to people, how you make choices, and how you show up. And this is aligned leadership made visible. Now, God is a God of order. Genesis 1 shows us that before anything could grow and flourish, there was first an ordering of the environment. So your workspace is the same. Order creates the conditions for fruitfulness. That is important to remember. You've built something real. But you know what? The Post-it notes, the scattered piles, the box you keep meaning to organize, they are quietly capping your growth. Your physical workspace is part of your leadership. When it's chaotic, your thinking is too, and that costs you time, clarity, and income. The Clear to Lead Intensive is a 3-day hands-on experience designed to help you clear the clutter and create a space that supports your next level. Remember to sign up because this is only a limited time offer for the month of June. You can go to susanro.myflowdesk.com/workspace to sign up. Again, that's susanro.myflowdesk.com/workspace. God bless you, sister. Hey mama, you made it to the end. And listen, if you learned something new and you already see the great value in this podcast, share this episode and bless another mom who's in the weeds of all the busy. Also, would you leave a review for the show on Apple Podcast? This matters so much to empower and encourage another mom around the world. Together, we can encourage one another to align our leadership as we lead ourselves first in Christ. It matters to your families and for future generations to come. You are making a generational impact. God bless you.